would just fall to the ground.
Wow. Did the chemotherapy seem like it helped?
Yeah, I got to become cancer free. It was coming up on my monthly visit, and this was December, and I was feeling the same symptoms.
Again?
Why am I getting sick again? There's so many questions.
What are you grateful for?
I'm actually grateful for what I've been through. Because how else would I have found God?
Oh. Wow, Justin, pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the WarHmonger's podcast, man.
I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, we recently met.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're acquaintances, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to Austin and his gym for
Right.
hosting that men's Bible study session, and then I was able to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I recently joined like a month and a half ago, and
Yeah.
then you came along a couple weeks after that. So it was just it's growing, and it was a pleasure to meet you. And I knew right away the first day I met you, I was like, this guy is awesome. I got
Oh,
to know him.
well, thanks, man. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. I mean, like, how did you meet Austin? And how did you find that group there?
So I was looking around the community for the longest time to find like a young adult life group or a young adult, like just a get together type thing. And I asked one of my good friends or acquaintances, I would say, and she was like, okay, here's some Instagram pages. You can look through them. And then I just went ahead and looked through them, and one of them was called Kairos, and it's this event on Friday nights where they worship, and then they have like a message after. And it's for young adults. Well, it pretty much is supposed to be, but there's some people that are a little bit older that go there, but it's only like 18 to like 26, 27-year-olds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, I started going to this event, and then one night on a Friday night that I went, Kevin was speaking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kevin.
And so then I had no idea who he was, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Mitch and Marcus were there as well.
Oh, okay.
And so after he was done, we done worship and he gave his message. I came up to him after, and I said, man, that was just a wonderful message. I want to ask you if you can pray for me. He said, of course.
Mhm.
And then I kind of told him what I've been going through, and he's like, wait, I can't pray for you alone. So he's like, Mitch and Marcus, get over here. So we all prayed for like an hour together. It was just amazing. And he's like, after he told me, you got to get to know these guys. They host a men's Bible study. You got to start to be friends with these guys, because these guys are just going to lead you and continue to just give, life into you every single day. And I was like, that's what I need. It's exactly what I need.
Kevin he has like this warm, vibrant, like energy. Like,
Yeah.
I literally feel warm when I'm like with Kevin there. And I really, really, really like that. Like, even for me, it's like, how can I exuberate that kind of energy?
Exactly.
Because Kevin he's just full of life, man.
Yeah.
Well, how old is he? Like
72, I
72? I was like, wow.
I literally look like 50.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, man, he's a young 72.
Yeah. Yeah. He's in shape for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, for those who don't know you, if you can introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Justin. I'm 21 years old, and I've been battling cancer for the past 6 years, or coming up on 6 years in December. And I've been on my third relapse now, and there's not many options left at the moment. But just I believe in God's healing hand and his healing power. So anyways, I got diagnosed when I was a sophomore in high school. I thought I had like a common cold for the longest time, but my symptoms,
So wait, so you said you thought you had a common cold. How long ago were you already feeling like symptoms before?
probably a month or month and a half before I started to really just like not be able to function.
Wow. Wait, you said how old were you? 20,
I was 15.
15. So your sophomore year, you started noticing symptoms. Yeah, and then what happened then from
So
there?
the symptoms kind of were just, at first, I've always been an athletic guy, and so
Uh,
in order for my mom to pay for my driver's ed, I had to or my parents to pay for my driver's ed,
yeah.
I had to play basketball in high school because 'cause I've never played basketball in my life, but I've always been a tall guy, real skinny, fast guy, and I've just never taken the next step and just try and play it, and they're like, "Well, the only way we're gonna pay for this is if you try and play," and so I tried out, I made the JV2 team, which I
Wow.
didn't care. Yeah, I've never played basketball, was scared too just because I knew I wasn't gonna be good, and, um, I started doing practices with the team, and I started to be able to not move my body really, like, when I was shooting, I was in
Mm.
just constant shoulder pain, bone pain all over my body. When we would do workouts, we would do, like, sprints down and back on the court, and I would just fall to the ground,
Wow.
and coach was like, get up," like, obviously, he had no idea what was wrong.
Wow, wait, so you would just fall out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, and what would you tell him? What were you feeling at that moment?
I I didn't s I knew something was wrong, but I didn't think cancer,
Wow.
I just thought my body was really just out of shape,
Oh my
and so
goodness.
I had to continue just to get up and keep trying again, and I was always the last one to finish everything, and I just was really confused because 'cause I've never been like that, and
Mm.
so one morning, I was gonna go out it was an exam day, and December 19th, 2019, I got out of bed, fell right out of bed,
Oh my
couldn't
goodness.
even get up, and I was like, "Mom," because my mom works 3rd shift, and so she had to come home right after her shift. She's like, "Alright, I'll be right there. We're gonna go see your doctor." So, we went in, and I was in a wheelchair, obviously. I couldn't walk to the
Wow.
car to get in. I couldn't walk
Wow.
into the clinic.
So were you like uh I don't know your parents' situation. Are they still together or
They're together, but, um, they're still married technically, but
oh,
they're
okay.
not. They're
Okay.
just roommates.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I was on at that time then like was it your mom and your dad helping you to get to the car? Like how did
Oh, my dad was at work.
oh my goodness. So and
My
your mom, she had to basically what drag you almost?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Wow. Wow, that's tough.
yeah. So we were just scared, scared, scared,
Yeah.
and we got to the doctor, and we knew something wasn't right, and I had no idea what cancer even meant or even what it was before this. Because as a, 15-year-old, you don't
Yeah.
expect to go through this type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking to hear your story. And just like I can't even imagine myself. Let me see, when I was 15, like all my dreams, aspirations, like of just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this great guy. And yeah, if I ever had that news, like, man, I would be so broken too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like for you, then like so like when you got there, then and how did they know that it was cancer? Like what did you have to
So
do?
basically, they knew something was right, obviously, and we were there for hours. They couldn't get blood work out of me,
Hmm.
and we finally did because I was just so dehydrated and just so sick. My
Oh,
veins
okay,
weren't
okay. I was
working.
like, was it just like they couldn't find a vein or you just
Yeah,
oh
and
my
I was just so sick they couldn't get any vein to work, and um, so basically they just finally had the results, and my doctor just sat down with us, and he's like, "Well, your blood work does not look good." And, I'm gonna send you guys over to Children's Hospital because that's where they're gonna treat you.
okay.
But I have a feeling this is leukemia, is what he told us. So he
Mm,
prepared us before he went in to get the official news at Children's.
okay.
So we were just like, "What?"
Oh,
Like, yeah, it was so tough. We didn't know how to react. It was just like, "All right, I guess we just gotta head over there." Like, so then we did. I was probably in the ER for like 8 hours. They did testings from head to toe,
mm,
and they even had trouble getting a poke. They probably poked me, like, I think 15 times
Wow.
maybe.
Wait, so these tests, are they just like is it just blood samples or what are the
Yeah, just blood work, normal blood work that people get.
okay.
It was just all low.
Mm,
And so, yeah, they're just like, "We're gonna send you over to Children's. We love you guys. Just keep us in touch with what's going on." And so we're like, "This is definitely gonna be cancer. I mean, leukemia." So we head over there. Was in the ER for probably 8 hours, and then they found all the doctors came in the room at once that were working on
yeah.
looking at my results, and they were like, "Yeah, this is leukemia. Um,
Well,
we're
it's
gonna have to start treatment now, and you're gonna have to go inpatient." And this was like 6 days before Christmas and 5 days before my mom's birthday, because her birthday's on Christmas Eve, and
wow.
we're like, "Alright, we're gonna be here for the holidays." And
Man, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect to really get right into the story about oh my goodness, like, this is, like
it came up fast.
yeah, that's it happened so fast then,
Yeah, because 2 months before that, I was playing my favorite sport, and that's baseball. But I knew something wasn't right that summer either.
you know?
Like, that fall and that summer, I wasn't playing to my best ability.
Like, where you were feeling, like,
Like, when
just
I was
really
pitching, I just was not, like, able to concentrate. I just felt, like, exhausted.
hmm,
And so that exhaustion obviously got worse,
hmm.
and I just thought I was just out of shape. Like, I don't know. So
What are the causes of leukemia? Like
a lot of people, it runs in their family, but for me, they don't have an answer.
wow, wait, so you don't even have, like, a family history on either your mom or dad's side of anyone having cancer? Just
Not leukemia, no.
not leukemia, okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so that was tough to hear. So yeah, I it was
So then, like, it's near Christmas time there then, and, um, they do all run all the tests, and they verify that it is leukemia then.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then they're just like, "You're gonna have to go inpatient on the oncology, floor,
Oh my gosh.
and, you're gonna have to go from there. We're gonna start chemo immediately."
Wow.
And
So you went straight into chemo then, and you were, like,
that day,
15.
yeah, they
Well,
had to take action,
for
otherwise it was
those that don't know, what is chemotherapy? What
so
happens?
it's just, like, basically poison that I don't really know too much about it, but it's poison going in your body that, helps kill cancer cells.
Hmm. But what are the negative side effects of chemotherapy?
Man, there's thousands of side effects of chemotherapy, but the things that I endured,
Yeah, I mean, like, what is the process like, and
so
yeah, and what happens? Yeah,
and it's
because I don't know much about cancer to be honest with
yeah,
you. I know you see it all the time, and it's a really sad thing, but I don't know a lot about like what chemotherapy is or like with the current systems they have set up to try and combat cancer. So
yeah,
yeah,
I can try and explain it the best I can. A lot of it's just a lot of blur
yeah,
in my head just because of how much I've been through,
yeah, yeah.
and, but all I can remember is what it did to me was obviously, nauseous and tired,
Yeah.
and
Do they like is it some kind of injection or
so
what?
you have to get so I it's just something called a PIC line, which
Mhm.
I had in my arm, and it dangled out of my arm,
Mm,
like, for a couple weeks before I got, a port, what is what it's called.
mm.
But this, it just hangs out of your arm, and they inject the medication in your arm. They give you fluids, they give you anti-nausea medication, like, that's just like imagine just like a IV,
Mhm.
but that's what this is kinda
Uh,
is.
so it's like IV of like so the poison going into your body to
Yeah,
try and kill the cancer cells.
yeah.
And how long is that process? Yeah.
For what?
Like for the whole chemotherapy, how long is that process?
It depends what type of cancer you have.
Oh,
They gave my treatment an estimate of 2.5 years.
wow.
Yeah.
So you how often would you have to go in then? It's like
So, it was it was either weeks on weeks on weeks of hospital visits,
mm,
just, like, staying there because of how sick they knew I was gonna be from the chemo 'cause there's some chemotherapies that are more harsh than others,
mm,
and so they knew I was gonna have to get the harsh ones with what I
uh,
was going through, and so I had to be inpatient.
oh my goodness.
And so it was either a couple weeks inpatient or I would go in, come back the next day for more chemotherapy. Like it was either I just kept going back day after day or I would have to be in um inpatient for a couple weeks. And yeah, it really just depended on how much it was gonna affect you and how harsh they knew it was gonna be on you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So then what happened to school? Like what did you end up having to do with that school? Like did you just have to drop out or
I didn't drop out. So the nice thing was COVID hit a month or 2 later. So everyone was not at
oh so
school.
this was like right before COVID.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that was super nice. Everybody was online with
Yeah.
me but I went to a
Wow.
private small school that was such a blessing to me and if I didn't feel good, I didn't have to do an assignment.
Mm,
If I didn't feel good, I didn't have to be on a Zoom visit.
yeah.
So
They were very graceful with you and your situation.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They were such a blessing. They hosted a fundraiser for me. They
Oh
made
my
T-shirts.
wow.
Obviously, money was a problem, so
Yeah.
they were able to help us with that a little bit. And yeah, it was just an amazing school that I went to, and it was just such a blessing that I what got sick right before COVID because you know that's the first thing that I worried about was school, and
Yeah.
they didn't care. They
Is it
said they said get
yeah.
get healthy.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
just
worry
like,
about
isn't that crazy how like your own health is on the line and you're like worried about all about my
yeah,
dreams and
yeah,
school and this
yeah,
and that. Like,
exactly.
yeah, like,
It's all on a hold, which
yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
But yeah, I didn't do I wasn't in high school for too much.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, I had my entire freshman year and half of my sophomore year, I was out, the second half of sophomore year, obviously, and then the beginning of junior year, I was out, so I came back my second semester of
Mm.
junior year, and then I was
Was it
able
just like online though? When you say come back, like you just was on the online classes, or you mean you were able to actually physically go?
go back in person.
Oh, so you went back in person for
That,
the
the second semester of my junior year.
yeah.
Yeah, so and then my senior year, I was able to go
Okay.
completely in person,
Oh wow. Okay.
but I was still getting, like, treatment. But yeah, so it was a 2.5 year treatment,
Yeah.
and that meant it would be I had got to ring the bell, which is what they do. When you are done with chemo treatment, you ring the bell.
Ah. Okay.
There's a bell that you ring, and you read off this thing, whatever I can't remember what I said, obviously, but,
Yeah.
they
No worries.
they bring out this bell, and you read it off, and then you shake the bell, and everyone all the nurses and doctors that have been there for you
Yeah.
are watching there.
Yeah.
They're saying they're, watching you do it, and yeah, I didn't get to do this till my senior year.
Mm.
So,
Did the chemotherapy seem like it helped?
yeah, I got to become cancer free,
Ah, so
and
you were cancer free for the
yeah, they got me to
yeah,
become cancer free with the chemo that I did, and I
yeah,
got to ring the bell, so I was done with treatment. And so I was like, all right, now I can start my life. All
yeah.
right. And I had many types of complications with what I went through. And one of them was I took steroids. Steroids help with killing leukemia specifically, but
Mm,
it helps it's a big killer of cancer in this world.
mm,
But the thing about steroids is it kills
mm,
your bones. And so I had really bad knee problems, really bad hip problems after my treatments,
mm.
and I needed a right knee replacement and a left hip replacement.
Oh,
So I literally did that right after I got done with treatment. So,
so right after treatment, you have to go straight into surgery
yeah,
immediately. And this is before graduation? Or is this
before
before
graduation. This was like
graduation?
a month before graduation. I got my hip replaced.
So you weren't even able to
I was
go.
able to go.
Oh, you were able to go to
Yeah,
graduation.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was super nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one thing after another. So
Wow.
I stopped. I got done with treatment, did my um, hip replacement, graduated, and then I got to spend that summer just enjoying myself a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was in a lot of pain, and so
What'd you end
so
up doing that summer?
I had a girlfriend at the time,
Oh, okay.
so we were kind of like we were in our honeymoon phase
Oh, okay.
because we started dating in June, and it was a great summer.
This was your senior year, in June, then you guys started dating.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, it was an amazing summer. We got together really well, and obviously it didn't work out, but we dated for like a year, and so yeah, it was just a really fun summer. I just got to do the things that I loved and do the things in the summer.
And
Right?
just be normal for a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly.
As normal as it could be
Yeah,
with everything that happened, right?
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then in October I got my knee replaced, and that was really difficult. A knee replacement is probably one of the hardest replacements to do.
Yeah.
And
How do they replace it? Like what happens with the knee replacement?
so I went under surgery, obviously, and to this day, I honestly still don't really even know how they do it.
Yeah.
But they cut your entire knee open.
Yeah.
I have like probably a scar from right here to like down here, and they took out the parts of the bone that were dead and
Oh,
replaced them
they were
with,
dead from the steroids, right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So they got to keep my kneecap. Yeah, the other parts of the knee they had to replace, which
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that,
Yeah.
but
But they replaced it, sewed it up.
yeah, it's metal in my knee now. I got
Wow.
metal in my hip now. So
Wow.
yeah, that took those recoveries, a knee replacement's probably like 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
So this was done in October,
Yeah.
and then I so after I got done with I had to ring the bell and I was done with all my chemo.
Yeah.
You still had to do monthly checkups to make sure like you were still looking good and they
Okay.
didn't see any cancer coming back. So I got my blood done, my blood drawn every single month,
Yeah.
and um, it was coming up on my monthly visit, and this was December, and I was feeling the same symptoms.
Again?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. You started feeling like really weak again and oh no.
yeah, and I didn't tell anybody just because I knew my parents would freak out, and anybody around would just be nervous for me, and I just kept it to myself.
Wow.
And yep,
So how long did you keep it to yourself? I mean,
probably for like a month,
yeah. You started
probably.
feeling the symptoms again and yeah, it's and you're and when is then is it like you go back and do a checkup and then
Yeah, so I went in for my monthly blood draw, and this was December 6th of 2022.
yeah.
I got re-diagnosed when I went in. I knew I was having this. I told them I was like, "Hey guys, I'm feeling the same way," and same thing happened. They weren't able to get my blood drawn, and
Ah,
I was all pale, and they knew I was not right, and so yeah, they came in. I was by myself this time, and
wow.
all my doctors came in the room. My
So
psychiatrist.
you're like 19 or 20?
Yeah, I was 18.
Oh, this is like you're 18. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I was 18 then, and I knew it immediately because when everybody comes in the room together, that means it's not good news. So, yeah, just get down on the floor and just start crying and just like, God, what's going on? Like,
Wow.
I don't, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Like, why is it one thing after another? And why am I getting sick again? There's so many questions, and
At this time, were you a believer of Jesus Christ or
um,
this time what?
I So growing up, I
Yeah,
always went to church on Sundays and that was it.
yeah,
So I believed, but I didn't live for him.
yeah. So it was more, it was like kind of like what we do, right? As kids, like we just, parents would say, "Hey, you gotta go to church."
Yeah.
So,
No, I don't want to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
That
I don't
type
want
of
to go.
thing.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we all been there, even
yeah,
myself. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We don't truly understand what it means.
yeah, yeah. We're
And
just doing it for the sake of keep our parents happy.
yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly.
So your
So
parents, they went to church as well then.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But they didn't do anything besides go to church, really. We didn't pray or
Okay.
read the Bible or anything like that.
Okay.
So, I believed, but nothing else. And
Yeah.
so, no, I was not really spiritually, I didn't have a faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I just was questioning God, just like what's going on. And obviously, I had no idea about any type of like my faith. And so that didn't really help me.
Yeah.
And they told me, well, Justin, you only got one option to get a cure. It's a bone marrow transplant.
Uh,
And so I was like, all right, sign me up. I
yeah.
was like, all right, we'll bring on another battle. Let's see. And it took a good 2 months probably to find a donor
Yeah. Yeah.
because you are trying to find 100% donor and your family's always going to be a 50% chance. I don't even know how it works, but they go out there on the registry and they search for people who kind of have the same blood of yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so my family was only a 50% chance match.
Yeah.
So that means I only had a 50% chance of this bone marrow transplant working.
Mm. Wait, so do you have any siblings
I
or?
have one sister
Okay.
and she was only a 50% chance too.
Okay. Yeah.
So they had to go on the registry and look for a donor and
Yeah.
they found one finally 2 months later. But while this 2 months was happening, I was on chemotherapy and
Oh my
just
goodness.
to keep the cancer like not coming back. And they were
Yeah.
trying to get rid of it before I did the transplant.
Mm.
And so the donor, which is super cool, he's from Germany. It's a guy. He's in his 20s, but I know nothing else. They don't give you anything else to know about. So I did my bone marrow transplant in April of 2023. So
Yeah.
I got sick in December of 2022. So a
Mm.
couple months later, I did it. And before we did the transplant, they had to kill my body, kill my system completely, kill everything that was inside of me. So I knew this bone marrow transplant, they said I was gonna be there for a couple months.
Yeah.
And the first week I was there, they had to completely kill my system. So they did the harshest chemo they can do. They did radiation, which I've never had
Oh
before.
my goodness.
And I was just, obviously I couldn't even leave my room because if I left my room, I could get sick.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. And that's how it was the entire time I was with my
So you're just
transplant.
pretty much bedridden and just there. What did you, I mean, like at that time, like what was going through your mind? I mean, like, were you just every day was just like what thoughts were going through you? How did you like overcome your daily struggles? What did you do to pass
Mhm.
time? Like, how was that?
I didn't know how tough it was gonna be until I started going through it. And I was like, man, this is like feels like hell, but obviously not. But it was awful. It was awful. I don't wish my worst enemy on it.
Mm.
It was that bad. And yeah, I did this. They killed my body completely, and then they gave me the bone marrow, which is just like another infusion. So they just infused it to my body,
Mm.
and there a lot of side effects can happen. It's very hard to explain. But just bone marrow kind of looks like blood cell, like a blood
Mm.
infusion, basically.
Wow.
And they did it, and my body didn't really your body normally reacts to it in probably a few weeks after that
Yeah.
because your body has no idea what is coming in your body. And it's not your own stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, what's going on here? And so this new bone marrow has to take over from into your new body. And that's why they call it a new birthday. When you have a transplant, it's like
Mm,
your rebirth day. So
mm.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's just I had no idea what I was gonna go through.
yeah,
And it was awful. I didn't know how to pass time besides my phone,
yeah,
obviously, and couldn't leave my room.
yeah. This
Um,
is you're talking about your hospital room, or you talking about
my hospital room.
oh, yeah, you were
Yeah,
not to leave there, yeah.
yeah, and it was just me and my thoughts.
Wow.
And sometimes a lot of time my mom was there,
Yeah.
but she had to work obviously to
Did you have
still.
any friends back from high school that would come by and be able to visit or anything
Sometimes
about
it was just I was so sick I didn't want anybody there
mm,
besides my mom.
yeah,
So she could visit, or and she stayed over actually when she wanted or when she could. Obviously, she had to keep up with the finances. Um, but that it was so tough being by myself when she wasn't there, and it was just me and my thoughts and the four walls.
and your dad as well, does he
He wasn't too much of a big part in it, and
okay.
he's never really has been.
Mm, mm,
He's he's mentally ill himself, so
I see.
he's got his own
He's got his
problems.
own problems to deal with as
Yeah,
well.
so it's tough dealing with that too. But my mom was my biggest support.
So you throw that it's just
Yeah,
stacked
yeah,
problems stacked on top of problems, man.
yeah,
Wow, you've been through a lot,
yeah.
Justin. I mean, how old are you again?
21.
21.
Yeah,
Just like a legal adult now.
yeah,
And you've been through this much. I mean, I can't.
yeah. And that's not
I
even at
can't.
all.
Yeah.
Like,
What else? What
well,
happened?
so I don't want to make it too long. The
I mean, of
story.
course. I mean, like for me, I want to hear your story because I think it's important for people to hear the story. Because like, what really like when I first met you, right? Like, you know some of the problems that I'm dealing with.
Mhm.
And for me, like when I hear your story, I'm just like, wow, I who am I to complain? Like, and like you said, not to belittle my own problems,
Mm,
but like for me, it's just like I need to be grateful and sharing your story, like I said, and your perseverance and what you've gone through, and the strength that you have to still continue to fight for your life and your faith in God.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's really encouraged me like like you need to get up, you know, because you can,
Mhm,
There are people out there who aren't able to. They wish they could, and you need to be grateful for what you do have,
mhm.
you know. And for me, like it's what's allowing me to really like push myself. Like even starting this podcast, like it was meeting you that really like pushed me to like,
Yeah,
dude, like you need to stop wasting your time, moping around or being depressed about, whatever issue you have because you have a gift and you have health, like use it, you
mhm.
know? And so, I just wanted to thank you for that as well.
Of
Like,
course, yeah,
just sharing your story openly with us guys and like obviously, like, because if you're me, if I was in your situation, like, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm looking for sympathy or anything like that. Like for me, it's like, but at the same time, it's like telling your story is so important for people to know that, like, hey, like, this is what I'm going through. This is what has thrown at me, but I still have faith in God. Yeah.
mhm,
And that this encourages you, and so for me, it's like, yeah, hearing your story it really inspired me. So yeah, I mean, like, don't be afraid to share your
yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
appreciate that. That's
yeah,
what keeps me going every day is people just saying like, "Man, Justin, you don't realize how much you're impacting us," and
yeah,
that's just what has to keep me going. Because obviously I get in those moments where I'm just like, "Man, I just wanna give up,
yeah,
and I just don't have any more strength left," and people's just positivity and just what they're giving me is just keeping me going. Like, yeah, I can keep going. Like, I have such a good purpose here still. Like, God is just using me. Um, and he knew I could go through this situation and he knew what was going to, the outcome was going to be, but I just have to keep holding on. And keep trusting and having faith
Yeah.
in him.
I saw a video the other day. It was, there was a father and a son, and, they were recording sitting just like you and me, and, the father was, talking to the son. The son has cancer. I think the son's probably only, like, 8 or 9. Yeah, the son has cancer, and the father is talking to the son, and it reminded me of your situation, and, he was talking to the son saying, like, "So who are you, and what do you have?" And he's "I have cancer," and he was like, and the son says, like, "I'm lucky. I was chosen. I was
Mhm.
chosen. God chose to give me cancer so that you won't have cancer, dad, or like someone else will have it. God chose me because
I
you
saw
know."
that. I've seen that
Yeah, you
video.
seen that, yeah, right? And the father is just like, he's in tears, and the father's
Mhm.
like, "You're so lucky. I wish I had cancer
Mhm.
so that you wouldn't have it," you know?
Mhm.
And, seeing that, it got me emotional just thinking about like myself or even my kids. I have 2 daughters, and I'm just like, I wouldn't even know what I would do if my daughter, if I've ever found out my daughter had cancer, like how to feel or what to say. But seeing that video also, like, you see how happy and jolly, his son was that, yeah, like, God has chosen me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm lucky. And I'm just like, wow. And he's able to smile through it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
such strength, that that child has. Like,
Yeah.
and me, I'm just like, I'm doing my best to smile through the pains that I have,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to see what he's struggling through, and even see what you're struggling through. Like, I, you know, it inspires me, like, too, like, you need to smile and you need to be graceful and you need to work yourself and you need to be grateful for the life that you have. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it's some people are so wrapped up in their own bubble that
Yeah.
it's so hard. I mean, it's nobody's really fault, but you don't see what other people go through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what God has kind of called me to do is just be like, hey, you're here to inspire, you're here to bring other people to me. You're here to realize that some people's problems are not as big. And I'm not trying to like be prideful or just put this on anybody like, hey, I've been through so much more than
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to like help you and just realize how grateful your situation and yeah, just how grateful you are in your situation.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for him and for my situation because I know God is using it for his good and the journey's only just started.
Yeah.
So it's
What are you grateful for? What are some things you're grateful for?
I'm actually grateful for what I've been through.
Mm,
Because how else would I have found God?
powerful. Powerful.
Yeah, that's
When did you find God?
about a year ago.
What happened? What was going through your head?
I I after my transplant, I started living for the world and just like, hey, this is everything I missed.
Mm,
And obviously 18 to 21 or 22, 23-year olds, these are college kids. And
yeah, yeah,
all my friends were in college. I'm like, Justin, come on up and
yeah,
come on over to our college and we're going to have some fun. And
yeah,
so I started partying every weekend and I did that for like 2 years. And last fall, I had a God moment where me and my buddy, he's got a pretty strong faith, and
yeah,
he called me outside of this house party, and he's like, "Justin, we gotta have a talk. Like, what's going on?" And I see that you're struggling, and I see that there's more to you. I see that there's more of a purpose inside of you, and I know that you have more of a purpose in living for this. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just struggling with all these things and family problems, and just not knowing what my future holds, and just." I'm just so tired of what I'm going through. I'm just taking it out on, drugs and alcohol.
mm, mm,
And so, yeah, it was getting pretty bad for a while, and he kinda talked me through it, and it's hard to remember a lot of it, but, yeah, that kinda just was the starting point,
yeah,
and so of my faith journey, and I knew that I was just getting more lost in the world, and I knew there was more to life than drinking every weekend
Yeah,
and, living for money and living for women,
yeah,
and I knew that Jesus was there, but I didn't know what he offered.
yeah,
Like, that's just what I didn't really know about my faith until I started getting deeper and deeper and into it, and I
mhm,
was just kinda call on the Lord. I was just like, "Hey, God, this is where I am in my life. I I need change. Like, I'm here. I'm wanting to surrender
yep,
everything to you, and but this is all I have for you, and I give you everything." And it took a while for me to, stop living that way,
yeah,
but it slowed down eventually, and I think I'm now like I was drinking still like once or twice a month,
yeah,
and then the summer comes, and obviously 4th of July is a big time, so that's the last time I've drank. So it's been a couple months, and I've
yeah.
that's the longest it's been.
Wow.
I don't never plan on going back to it, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's where my faith kinda started was outside of a college party.
Wow. Wow. And that
Yeah,
guy he took you aside, and that's when you started reaching back out to Jesus
yeah,
for help in this matter. Yeah.
yeah,
Like even for me, like man, like I said, when we were praying for you, like I said, I wanted to be with what is aligned with God's will,
mm,
because even for myself, man, like I'm not like this holier than thou kind of guy, like yeah, I'm very like so like said a little bit of like my background. So is that um like I would have been an atheist. I was actually I was around like 18 or 19, and that church camp I had gotten baptized. But I still like even after getting baptized, like I still was questioning whether God was real or not. But that very same night, one of my friends got possessed. And so, the church members there, they had to perform the exorcism. I was holding him from behind. And I said, I saw when he came to be who he was, that it wasn't him. Like he was growling, snarling, whole skin turned red, eyeballs like bulging out, his tongue hanging like really long, and he's snarling. And I'm like holding him from behind. And even when I think about it, I get goosebumps, just the whole situation. And so after that situation had, thank God, God came and saved him. Because for us it was like an hour or an hour and a half that it was happening. For him, he said he had felt like he had been there for like an eternity, like
wow,
trapped in like this dark space with flames, and just hearing the demon laughing at him, saying like, "You're mine, you belong to me," you know. And it was Jesus who came and saved him. And so it was through him and that happening to me that I realized like, oh yeah, okay, Jesus is real, God is real, demons are real. Like this is real stuff. Like science can't explain that, because at that time I was, starting to go down this like listening to the atheists and Christians debate. And like on Saturday the Christians were underperforming when it came to the debate area. And like me listening to the atheists, I was like, it just sounded more logically sound, and like the arguments were better.
mhm,
And so I was starting to lose faith in God. And yet, once I got baptized and then that happened that same day, I was like, God is real. Like, so now that's where I was like, okay, atheism is not the way. God is real. Now the next part that like kind of like got me stuck in my spiritual journey for so long was just like, how can I trust the Bible? How do I know the Bible really is the word of God? How do I just have blind faith that yeah, it is what it is? And that's what struggled with so long. And now I'm at a point where it's like, I'm not gonna question God's word anymore.
yeah,
I'm gonna accept it as truth, and it's not my place to go and, do all this like
yeah,
deep research and try to
yeah,
say this or that. Like,
yeah,
for me now, it's just like, look, this is the word of God. I'm just gonna have faith and
yeah.
trust in Him.
This is
Uh,
true and it's living.
yeah, yeah,
We all gonna question it, and we're all gonna not agree with it, but if this is God's word and what he says to do, it's right.
yeah,
Because we live in this human flesh,
yeah,
and we're not gonna agree, and we're not gonna wanna do things that we don't wanna do.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And
Even I say even like the womanizing and drinking and partying. Like I was never much of like a partier or drinking person, but womanizer, yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think every guy struggles with that. You know, whether it's dating or pornography. Like it's one of the biggest. That's one of the ways that like the devil gets to us. You know, is through our lustfulness. You know, and I'm by no means a perfect guy. You know, like that was my mistake that I made, and that's what caused me to have the problems that I have now in my life. And, now I'm working, working hard and just praying to God every morning, every day to flee from it, right? The Bible literally says to
Yeah.
flee from sexual immorality. Like it doesn't say for you to fight it. It says no, run. Like you're gonna get smoked.
Exactly.
Like literally, like God knows that like we're weak.
Yeah.
Like especially as men, like we're weak, and so the best thing for us to do is run from it and avoid it at all costs. Yeah, I mean, like, so so for you then, like, so you were, you're trying to leave that party life, and I mean, was this party life? So you guys are doing drugs and
Oh, just like
yeah,
smoking weed.
just like weed, right? Okay,
Yeah,
good, good.
nothing's no,
Yeah, I was like, how deep did she get
yeah,
into that?
no.
Yeah, yeah,
I've never done
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
I've only
yeah, yeah, yeah,
alcohol, of course, and
yeah. So weed and alcohol, and so then and at this time, then like, were you dating at the time or anything like that? Now afterwards, then or yeah, it
no,
was
no,
just
I've never dated a girl after.
okay, okay, yeah.
I just focus on my relationship with God, and
Amen.
if it's God's will, eventually, or
Yeah,
it'll come. But
yeah,
He's just preparing me for the man that He wants me to become.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if I'm not asking for a girl, but if He's gonna place a girl in my life, He thinks I'm ready. But if not, I'm not ready yet.
yeah, yeah. See, for me, it's always been this like tough balance of like God, do you want me to wait on you, or are you waiting for me to go out there and search for
Yeah,
right? Like, and that's always just like this constant battle that I'm having with myself. But it's
yeah,
like, cause sometimes it's like, you listen to, I read, I'm starting to read like the book of Proverbs, and it's like there's a lot of practical
yeah,
knowledge as well, right? Like,
yeah.
like it's kind of like that, the story of like, the man who has a sinking, he's on a sinking boat,
Yep.
and like, right, you've heard the story. He's on
Yep.
a sinking boat, and a guy comes, and
It's
he's like, "Don't
Peter,
worry,
right?
God will." What?
Or
No, no, no.
oh,
This
oh,
is it's not from the
oh,
Bible, but it's
oh,
like
oh.
it's a story where it's like he's like his boat is sinking. A person comes like, "Hey, do you need help?" He's like, "No, God will save me." Then another person comes like, "Hey, do you need help?" He's like, "No, God will save me." And then the third time comes around, and the person like, "Hey, do you need help?" He's like, "No, God will save me." And then he drowns. He goes up
Mm.
to heaven. He's like, "God, why didn't you save me?" God's like, "I sent you like 3 boats, man."
Yeah, yeah,
Right. So I was like, it's always like one of those situations that I'm always constantly is like, God, like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? I'm just praying, like, okay, like, is it something I have to do? Is it something
yeah,
that when you're gonna bring the opportunity to me and then I have to do? So or do I need to go out there and search for the opportunity? It's like this balance of both. But yeah, I mean, for you then, like right now, your goal right now is just focus on God,
yeah.
focus on yourself.
So after this chemo that I've been on for
Yeah.
about almost probably a year and a half, I had a really vulnerable and just true, honest appointment with my doctors. That I just was like, "Hey, can we get a meeting scheduled with everybody?" And I was just like, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling," and
Oh yeah.
I'm just really
This was
physically,
a couple weeks ago, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This,
How did that go?
yeah.
How did that
So
whole meeting go? Yeah,
it went excellent. It went
yeah.
very good.
So what happened?
So they just kind of gave me a rundown of the three options that I have, and option A would be completely stop chemo, and the cancer would probably come back in a year
Mm.
and then probably kill me. And but we don't know. That's just their guess. Option number two would be continue the chemo that I'm on right now, but live every day with like just tiredness and like weakness and just like yeah, just physically and mentally just
Being drained every
yeah,
day.
drained.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. And then three would be doing a large bone marrow transplant, but they don't think I would make it out of the hospital.
Oof. Wait, why is that?
Just because it does so much damage to your body, and it's already damaged so much of my organs, and I just think I would fail. So that's off the list. But that's
So
the only cure to what I have right now.
it's the that's the only known cure is the bone marrow transplant.
Yeah. So this chemo, it's not gonna cure me.
It's just more like just
Keeping it on hold.
holding off the inevitable.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it could work for the chemo. It could the cancer, they say the cancers are gonna eventually recognize it, and it could be from a year from now or 10 years from now or 6 months from now or
Yeah.
whatever. And so what I chose is not easy to talk about, but I kind of chose an option between one and two. I just said, you know what, right now I'm gonna ask I'm just gonna need a break from chemotherapy. I'm just gonna rest and just see what happens, and we're gonna obviously continue to get checkups and blood work done and see what happens. And I said that's probably fine. Like I'll probably go back to the chemo, but not as
You've
often.
been off chemo for a little bit right now?
Oh, like a month.
A month?
Yeah, and which is normal because it's a monthly cycle.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, yeah, this is kind of what we're planning on doing right now, and it's not easy to really say that because I'm like really tired, just really tired of even doing the pretty easy chemo that I'm doing right now. But um, I just I don't know. It's hard to think of like what God wants for me and what His will is. You know, I've been praying about it, but I don't know. I'm just not really getting like a clear answer yet.
Like one thing that I said me and my brother, one thing that really drew us away from like Christianity as a whole for a while as well was the fact that like we felt that like Christians, particularly the men, were very like physically weak. And and if you're physically strong, you're also mentally strong because it takes a mental strength for you to, push yourself. That's why, all the guys at the gym, like I have a lot of respect for the guys at the guys at the gym because like I said, they're all in great shape. They work
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah, and like I feel like when I look at the guys at the church, there's a lot of like weak, frail guys, and I'm just like, this is not good. It's not a good look for it's not a good look for us guys as if this is who I'm gonna call it, the guys I'm gonna call as backup when things go down, like
hmm,
they're not gonna be able to help me much.
yeah,
If they're all like scrawny, weak, and scared, and so we had kind of had this image of like, okay, like physical strength and mental strength is what we need to focus on. But one area that we slacked off so long is spiritual strength,
yeah,
right? Like just like how God is a Trinity, right? The
yeah,
the Father, the Spirit, and the Son. Us ourselves are a Trinity of our body, mind, and spirit. And like we focus so much on strength and fighting against strength and mental fortitude, but we weren't focused on our spiritual health. And that drained us as well. And
yeah,
like seeing what you have here is like it gives me the you have such strong spiritual strength.
yeah. That's the only thing that I
Yeah.
have is
You have such
spiritual.
strong spiritual strength.
Yeah,
And that's the most important one.
yeah,
It
of
is
course.
it's the
Yeah,
most important one.
yeah,
And that's one thing that I was like, that's where me and my brother got it wrong, where we didn't prioritize. We had a prioritization wrong where we had body, mind, and then we didn't even focus on spirit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we're like we're only two-thirds of a man. We're
yeah,
lacking with the other part of ourselves, which is the spiritual part.
yeah,
And so now like I'm focusing all my efforts on growing my spiritual side. And I'm still, working out because that's what's gonna keep me healthy. And as I should. I mean, like instead of saying that I have to work out, now I get to say I get to
right.
work out. Because when I see your situation, I was like, it's not something that's like easy for you to do. For me, it's like I have the capability, don't squander it. And seeing you're like definitely you're inspiration to me, man.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
like I
it.
said, man, absolutely, like, stay strong.
Yeah,
Um, I'll be praying for you. I know that, like, and your mom, and I know your father as well with
yeah,
what
and
he's
it's big for
going
my
through.
family.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
be praying for you, man. God will His will be done.
Yeah.
God's will be
Yeah,
done.
and it's
Yeah,
just a start. I see is moving and moving every single day in my life. He's placing the right people in my life. He's giving me the right opportunities to take. Like, I have a calling, I feel, to ministry
yeah,
and just to share my story.
absolutely. And and I'm grateful to have you on my podcast as my first guest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm very grateful to have you here, and I mean, it means a lot for me for you to even come here and take time out of your schedule and with everything you're going through, still come here
yeah,
and show up for the podcast.
yeah.
Like, I don't want this to be our only podcast. I'd like to bring you on another time, get and so my guests and
Of course.
people who listen to my podcast, they can get an update on you and your situation. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like if you have something to tell to the people, what's something that you want to say to them?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Um, if you haven't found the Lord yet, I'm telling you, He's the best thing that could ever happen to you. Um, it's only something I can explain, but it's just once you know who He is and you have a relationship with Him, you can move mountains. Like in the situation that I'm in right now, I have never been at such peace and with such joy in my life, and I have so much hope in the Lord that He has got such great things for myself. See, if I didn't have this, I would be scared for my life. And I'm telling you guys, the relationship with Jesus is the best thing that's ever going to happen, and the most important thing. So find the Lord, you guys. If this is a sign, it's a sign to open up your Bible today or pray for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I just once again wanted to thank you for hopping on the podcast,
Yeah.
and I'll be praying for you and your family.
Thank you.
And I know God has great plans for you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Take care, guys. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. I just wanted to personally thank you for tuning into my podcast. If you have any feedback, please feel free to give. I know for this first podcast, when I had set up the camera, it was like cutting the top of my head and I didn't have it set up correctly. So I'll make sure to get that corrected the next time. But honestly, any feedback is appreciated. And I just want to thank you guys for listening. And hopefully you got a lot of value from this. I know I certainly did. If you guys wanted to follow Justin and his journey with his leukemia, he has a Facebook page called Nope, Not Today Leukemia, Justin's Journey. I'll have the link in below in the comment section as well. So yeah, please feel free to follow his journey. And thank you so much for tuning in. God bless and take care.